G'day! In today's video I'm opening up a Latitude 5531, also with a model number, if we can find it down here, P104F007. And what the issue with this one is apparently the trackpad fell out of it, which is, got sucked out of it. It had blue tack on the trackpad, screen was closed, and then when it opened it yanked out the trackpad, which certainly wouldn't expect that to be the case, but let's open it up and find out. What I'm hoping to find is that the trackpad is just physically disconnected when it got pulled out, and from there it hasn't actually caused any damage to the flex cable that would be holding it in, or connecting to it to the main board. But if we pry this open, that's all of those screws, so we should be popping out if that chooses to. On the front here. There we go. All the screws stayed in, luckily. Next up from here, we'll probably want to disconnect the battery. As you can see, this is a relatively beefcake machine. What do we got? We have two 16 gig sticks here, an NVMe drive over here that is 512 gig. We have another slot available here for cooler, it looks like, on it. Strangely, the cooler is not on the factory one. I'll do this. And I'm assuming we're going to fold forward here. Go. There's going to be bingo. Disconnected. Trackpad over here. So that's going to be the best way to attack this. Fold this over here. Preferably, I'd like to remove this plastic tree. As with most things, if you try and do it the quick way, it usually ends up becoming the long way. So I guess in this instance, I best listen to my own advice. Take out all these L or M2 L3 screws, and hopefully this plastic tray will lift out. I'm assuming this tray is in here to provide a bit more structural support to the laptop. There's enough of these screws, that's for sure. One up here. Oh no, it keeps going. Bugger. Disconnect the battery over here. This should pull up. Like so. Move the battery out of the way. Now, it did just break there. Oh no, there's a couple more still down here. Now if we have a look down here, we have a few cables disconnected. This one here, which looks like it runs off to the trackpad. Disconnect this one so I can actually see what I'm doing. Hold that over there. Screwdriver up. So we have one disconnected keyboard, which seems to run through the trackpad. There we go. This one over here too, which is for the backlight on the keyboard. There we go, keyboard should be going once more. Next up, what do we got going on here? With that way. And we should snake back over here and connect in here. Does seem like there's something else going on with this trackpad, so I'm going to have to dig a little bit deeper. Open it up this way, push on it, and up. And that's going. Great. I'm happy with that. Feels like it's doing what it's meant to. Now I'll connect up the cable back to the main board down here. Go over this side. Connect up this one. Now time for the fun of putting all these screws back in. We just start at the far end over here. There we go. Nope. Yep. Now nearing the end of these screws, which hopefully means I've got all of them back in. Go, that one in there too. There. Now this looks like it runs up through the guts. Like so. Fold it over, push it onto the connector. And this should feed in. Yep. 4 more screws, and then we're pretty much done. So luckily for the customer on this particular one, the 2 flex cables for the trackpad and for the keyboard and the backlight wasn't actually damaged. So it's going to mean it's going to be a much cheaper repair for them, as no parts were required. And also because no parts were required, it means it gets done same day. If I had to order parts from here, probably looking about a week or 2. But luckily in this instance, not required. There we go, click it down, these screws should have stayed in. From there we can put the screws back in. So a very odd scenario of blue tack stuck to the screen, or stuck to the trackpad, which then in turn rips it out when it's stuck to the screen, which I would have actually expected the the LCD's panel to possibly break. And as I've done that, I've just realised I've left this one out. I'll put that in there off camera. But anyway, that's how to reconnect your trackpad and mouse, or trackpad and keyboard and backlight in a Latitude 5531. Let's get this back in there. Bye.